a service of CNC Worldwide.
The Daily is a service of CNC News and Jib Jab Greetings. I'm Bud Lowell, the full AccuWeather forecast right across the top of all CNC local news pages. The Monroe County Legislature has voted by a substantial margin to move the downtown Monroe Community College campus out of the Sibley building and into the Eastman Kodak Company property on State Street. The vote was 19-9 in favor of the plan, which was preferred by MCC's Board of Trustees and President. Wind Development, the new owners of the Sibley building, made a late-game pitch to keep the college where it is. They said it could save $18 million over the move to Kodak. College officials disagreed, and the majority of both Republicans and Democrats on the legislature felt the same way. MCC officials said there's not enough room for growth at Midtown and too many parking problems. The Kodak land just north of the Inner Loop has 5 buildings to be renovated for the college and huge parking lots that once served the workers in those buildings. More than 30,000 square feet of space will be renovated for the downtown campus. The commission set up by Governor Andrew Cuomo to plan for right-sizing state government has issued its report. The SAGE Commission for Spending and Government Efficiency believes the state can squeeze $1.6 billion a year out of the cost of governing New York. The commission, headed by Lieutenant Governor Bob Duffy, has this priority on its list: reorganizing, consolidating, and getting rid of many underused state facilities. That includes prisons and custodial care facilities for people who could be living on their own with a little help. The plan also calls for merging a host of government agencies and authorities. Governor Cuomo's budget proposal already calls for doing away with 14 state authorities and departments. Government offices would also consolidate around the state to get rid of leased office space. And the Lieutenant Governor says those things alone will save $294 million a year. The SAGE Commission is recommending that employees of all state agencies and authorities should have to meet performance initiatives, as the state is now requiring of teachers. They say that should be done before the end of the year. A decision on whether gas well hydrofracking should be allowed in New York State will likely face more delays. State Health Commissioner Dr. Nirav Shah sent a letter Tuesday to the State Department of Environmental Conservation. It says his office needs more time to review the possible public health impacts of fracking. His letter to DEC Commissioner Joe Martens says, in part, I have determined and prudence dictates that the DOH public health review will require additional time to complete based on the complexity of the issues. Commissioner Shah says he and his staff will be traveling to Pennsylvania and to Washington to personally look at the latest fracking research. He's also extended the term of an outside scientific panel hired to review the report before it goes to the DEC. And Shah says the report should be finished within a few more weeks. The DEC can't release its massive environmental review of fracking without the health study, and Commissioner Joe Martens acknowledged in a statement that more time will be needed before the state can issue the report and draft regulations, if the state does decide to allow fracking. The review process has already taken 4.5 years. Meanwhile, the state moratorium on fracking remains in place. Hydrofracking involves pumping a high-pressure mix of water, sand, and chemicals deep into the earth to shatter subsurface rock and allow natural gas to escape. The practice has vastly increased the nation's gas production, but critics worry about what could happen if a well or a pipe blew out and released the chemical mix into the water table. Wegmans has set the closing date for its old East Avenue store in Rochester. The current East Avenue store closes its doors Saturday, February 23rd. It'll be knocked down and become the site of the parking lot for the new store that's currently under construction, and that new Wegmans opens May 19th. Wayne County's Republican Party chairman is expected to resign after his second DWI arrest. Daniel Olson was pulled over in the village of Lyons after an officer noticed him driving through a snowbank and running a stop sign when leaving a liquor store. Because this is his second arrest, it automatically becomes a felony charge. Assemblyman Bob Oakes says Olson will hand in his resignation at the Wayne County GOP's next committee meeting. You can find links to these and other stories to the left of the player window, and at the bottom of the page, links that you can use to post news and information directly to us. By what you share with us, you help determine the course of our news coverage, so the next news is as it happens, updates are when necessary, and you can help us be the judge of that. I'm Bud Lowell, CNC News.